Hello, dear beautiful woman. My name is Kotlik, and I'm here in my home and little retreat and meditation center, which is called Encounterland and is located in Placerville, California. I want to talk to you in this video about my new program that is going to be actually available only to 2 people at the price that it's and in a way that it's designed. And the reason is because I'm in training right now with Layla Martin, and this is part of my requirement. So I have been working with women, and I have been an energy healer and a clinical psychologist for a long time. And I have been adding more tools and more understandings and more practices to make this work even more powerful. This is just something that I really always learn. I really always try to find ways to make the work more effective, more magical, more incredible, because I'm deeply connected to the desire that I have and my clients have to make this life more beautiful, more magical. Many people like me, people I work with, can really feel it deeply in their hearts and bodies that life can be heaven on earth, that it's not just a metaphor, that you can really come to such a living where your inner state of wonder, of peace, of love, of excitement, of really even physical, sexual energy surging through the body, when that it can really also begin to play with your external reality, and you can, almost like a matrix architect, start creating what you desire to see. So for me, for example, my 2 biggest, I think, accomplishments or creations as a creatrix was this home and this land. I come from pretty, empowered background. I was born in Ukraine, in Lviv, in a family that really had no money, in a family of 2 engineers, Soviet engineers. And here I am today. And another really big dream that came true for me that I was creating is to find that one person that I knew that I have in this world. So again, there are all kinds of desires and love stories that we want to accomplish, and it doesn't mean that this is the only way how things are supposed to happen at all, not at all. I just want to tell that for me it was a very big accomplishment as a creatrix to know that this is what I desire, that I desire to experience a partnership where I meet a man who is like a Shiva to me, my personal embodiment of Shiva, and with whom I can really go deep emotionally, mentally, energetically into that state where all of my bodies will vibrate and say, yes, this is it. And it did happen. And we have been now married for a year. We have been together for 4 years. And wow, that's incredible. That's just, I'm sure some of you who are in the creatrix journey know how amazing it feels like when you begin to have a dream. So for the longest time, maybe you lived in a reality where you've been told that dreams are dreams, this is not how reality is, and your dreams are wild and they can never happen. So going from that to the point where you understand, okay, but I do have this dream, and then you allow yourself to go into it and you begin to explore and you begin to move in this direction, and then it begins to happen in the external reality. So I'm sure that if you had this experience, you know how incredibly magical it is to have a dream, that again, in the environment where I've been growing, that is very intellectual and liberal, and also, kind of maybe cynical in a way. I would hear a lot that Ira is just, you've been brainwashed to want this kind of a union and relationship. It doesn't really exist in a normal human life. And to continue with my heart, with my desire, and to actually experience it. I'm not saying it's all only perfect and no challenge and no conflict. That's not the case, because we do need challenge in order to grow as human beings. That's actually an incredible catalyst that we have. as part of this reality. It's just an incredible pusher to growth, the challenge. But definitely, I have found that state that my body and my soul deeply desired. That I somehow could feel that it's possible, that it's not really about how the person is and our woundings and our psychological personalities, that there is something that we can connect so deeply that it will nourish and create a strong fundament to build then the relationship on. So that is something that I know for me has been something I've been looking for, and I was not able to really find that until 4 years ago. So what is this video about? What I want to focus, I want to tell you about these 2 spots that are opening right now at the price of $1,295, which is $1,290, for 2 women only. Because then what will happen is that this program will merge into my one online offering that I have, which is Deep Love. If you're curious about that, you can ask me about that more. That program is a $5,500 program. It's for actually 4 months. So 3 months we work intensely, and then later we meet for one more session, but it covers a 4 months period. Very powerful. I'm very grateful to learn from my clients how life-changing has been for them. So this offering that I'm going to talk to you about right now is going to, like a river, come into that my one core offering online. And now, because I am still being in training, I do have these 2 openings for the 7 sessions, which is going to be 7 weeks, filled with practices, with exercises, with homework. It will depend on a person. Some people want to have more practice. They have half an hour or hour a day to dedicate during the 7 weeks. And some people really work the best if they have small practices that are 10 minutes a day. So all of this is going to be designed specifically for the person I'm going to be working with. And maybe this is you. What do you need to know if you are still listening at this point and you're curious, or maybe you have friends, you're thinking maybe this is something that they need? An incredible thing about this program of 7 weeks that we are going to focus on 6 areas in which women systematically leak their energy and power. And I can tell you that for me it has been huge. It is a very specific program, so each session is dedicated to one of the 6 areas. What are the areas? Mental power, emotional power, spiritual, energetic, sexual, and material. And you can notice that these are 6 areas, but we do have 7 sessions. Why? Because the energy power is the one that has to be split into sessions. It's pretty heavy one, so we need to split it into 2 to really work it through. Listen, I see so many women who are years in therapy, in all kinds of workshops and learning and studying, and I'm really one of them. And so I can see when the process is moving forward at the speed it can, or when it feels like it's stuck. And what I realized, that underneath all our efforts and all our understandings and all the work that has been done by many of us in the last decade, right? We are very much on the rise. The energy of the planet is changing. The energy and the mentality that we have is changing on a personal level in the last decade. But what I also see, that underneath all of this work, there is a really systemic, deep way in which we think, in which we've been taught about our emotions, or actually not been taught about our energy, about our spiritual power. And then it hinders our material power and our sexual power. And this is the powers that create things. Whether you're trying to create a career, whether you're trying to create a partnership, whether you're trying to create an abundance, this is all linked. And imagine you're leaking energy on a systematic basis. So you're feeling tired. You are maybe thinking in a certain way that really takes power away from you. And it's little, it's subtle, it's not conscious. This is what I really like about the mental power meeting, because it has this way to assess and to really investigate and look more deeply into the way we are thinking, that can help then pinpoint the specific patterns and mindsets that are hindering the entire process. Emotionally, how are we treating the emotional state? What are we doing when we are super angry, or when we are super sad, when we are jealous? Are we rejecting these emotions, or are we, it's really hard. I can tell you from my experience working with these different emotions. Only in recent years I've been able to start having a space for them. And this is what I like about the meeting that is dedicated to the emotional power, that it really teaches you how to, there's this beautiful exercise that helps to come to a center, that helps to be aware what it's like when I'm overwhelmed by my emotion. And I see so many incredible, powerful women, therapists, are actually being overwhelmed by their emotions and not knowing how to be in the center, but also what it means to be disconnected. So that's incredible, to be able to notice yourself in these different states, and then to know what it feels like when I'm centered. And then, of course, spiritual energetic power. Oh my goodness, like, who taught us about being creatrix? Most of us did not have this. And still in the culture, if you're looking into who are the spiritual leaders, they are male. And it does impact the way, on a deep subconscious level, we women are thinking about ourselves. So it's tricky, because thinking is already a bit conscious. It's not even thinking, it's just these things, these deeper beliefs that are active in us, that do not allow us to really stay present in our spiritual energetic practice, to stay deeply present in the sense, I am freaking creating my reality. So you may notice that you would go to a workshop, or you will do a certain practice and you will feel it, but then there will be a day when you completely feel like, oh no, I'm so powerless. That is related to energy leaking in your spiritual and energetic domain. So these two meetings are dedicated to giving you tools to close these leaks and to grow your power. Because if you anchored in it, you can keep catching the momentum. You can keep becoming more and more aware of how magnificent you are, that you are really creating your reality, that you are connecting to the spirit, that you are experiencing your energy body intertwined with everything. And this is where the material and the sexual powers can be continuously supported. These are the powers that are actually creating our dreams in this physical human reality. So if you're curious about it and you still maybe have questions and you're not sure, please comment, please ask me. We can also jump on a clarity call, and I will keep thinking what more I can tell you. Remember, there are only 2 spots. I still didn't send this information to my email list. So I suggest that if you are curious, get in touch with me. I love you so much, and I'm happy to be of service of you. I want to wish you a beautiful, beautiful week, life, that your dreams will come true. The dreams of your heart, the dreams of your soul, that they will come to fruition.